BTUK. Sorry, we're just having so many technical problems. Every time the guys came in, fucking OBS just crashed. It just, I don't know what was going on.
Golly crashed it.
Just fucking madness. Anyway,
Standard,
good evening.
right?
How are we all doing? Good evening, chat. Good evening, guys. Good evening, hosts.
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hi.
So we've just gone from a really interesting conversation about fake taxi to now talking about vape stuff.
Maybe we can incorporate
Transition. It's very natural.
Hey, good evening. Thank you for joining us. We are on episode 270 million. 276?
276.
276. And what are we titled?
Everyone should please canteen themselves.
Oh, canteen.
Oh, shit. Wow, we started already. Fucking hell.
Who let him loose on the creative?
Fucking show him how it's done, mate. Mine, was that you? Was it mine?
Well, he went for an interview this morning, and obviously they thought he did all right there, so he thought he'd bring his ideas home.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, wait. Perkins, Diddy's here. Hi, Diddy.
Oh, hello, Diddy.
Who deleted the message?
Good evening. Yeah, because he knows he's going to get muted, so he might as well get it over with instead of trying to lurk like he did last time. Welcome to the guys watching over on YouTube. Normal shout out to Mr. Dale, our VIP. Hello, Matt. Alex is here. Hi, Alex. Where are you? We miss you. And good evening to Ali, to Ben, Gareth, and Laird Johan of Sweden. I'm pleased you're continuously joining on Twitch instead of YouTube. And also to Matt Emery, to Scallywag, who is apparently watching for the first time. Is that one of yours, Scully?
I've not branded my
Inmates.
my squad, my inmates yet, but Scallywag sounds bang on.
It does, doesn't it? He's on there. He's promoted.
Scallywags is definitely the way forward.
Thanks for the sub, Ali. 18-month streak. You've been supporting us for 18 months. Thanks for that. We appreciate it. We appreciate you.
Last but not least, good evening to Jay.
Watch.
Trap.
Open the door and turn it on.
Close to doing it.
Just don't do it live.
Do a Dom.
Kaz, did you just sniff your fingers?
Thanks for the sub, Martin.
That's only 11 months.
You got a way to go to catch up with
Yeah, a bit after.
Ali. So, what are we vaping on then? Oh, and Alex as well. We've got a hype train going.
Did you just sniff your fingers?
A hype train is going.
I would do it if I knew how to do it.
5-month streak as well. Fucking hell. He's on fire.
On fire. So, any subs from now on, get you freebies, get you extras. And you've got 4.5 minutes to get them in. So, what are we all vaping on then, folks?
Cat.
I'm not sure the cat vapes, but I'm sure it's about to.
Yeah, vaping
Perky, what are you vaping on, mate?
I have unusually got 2 setups tonight. So I've got the Wicket Mono Light 18350 in the Bliss. And I've got the Spiker or Speaker Pro on top of that. very good tight MTL with that. It's proper good draw on it. And in that I've got... Huh?
I was noting how you were vaping on that earlier. It did look very, very dainty. You sort of held it like a teacup, and you were like,
yes, it is like a little...
look at it.
Look at that. I mean, look at that. That gives it some fucking size comparison.
Yeah.
It's absolutely tiny. But yeah, in that I've got the Indogene Kona Packer, which is like a coffee sort of tobacco. It's pretty good. And I've also got the Cobra X Mech as well, which I'm enjoying a lot, which I got off Jay, which he kindly dropped off at my house last night. And in payment, I give him a Limelight drip tip for driving up to my house. So he was happy, I was happy.
A drip tip and a reach around, right?
Well, obviously, yeah. Through the letterboxes, you can't come in, you know.
Oh, yeah, okay. Distance, of course.
That's
With the mask on.
Yeah, obviously, we took proper precautions.
Your wrist must be quite bendy if you can get them through a letterbox to reach around.
Oh, it is. It's quite thin, my hand, so, yeah. Yeah, and in there, of course, and this wasn't planned, I've got the Canteen Deer Bowl, which I've been baking for a few days. Not often that I buy a juice more than once, and I've definitely bought this a few times, so well done, Mr. Scully.
Imagine that's how you do it.
Yeah, do you like that? Smooth. So why don't we go to Mr. Scully next? What are you vaping on?
So in terms of hardware, so I'm currently playing with my new and latest mod, so the Eternity for an XMTC OLEC, doing an amazing, beautiful little squonker, because squonking never went out in the first instance, so it's not going to come back.
Dead.
No, it died and was reincarnated.
Yeah. Armor engine, for anyone that hasn't tried that, definitely beautiful little single core Lati, good air. Anyone that knows me, it's all about the clouds, bro. Engine's delivering. Juice wise, I'm actually on Super Good. This is the butter, choc cookie, sweet cereal, ice cream, and milk. And much to Late's disgust, yeah, I'm not vaping Canteen tonight. I'm having a break. But it's good. It's really nice. Good balance.
They're very well flavoured,
Watch the
those.
chat. Just open Twitch, but remember to mute it.
Cool, man.
Is that the Mech Eternity?
Yeah.
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 Nice.
What airflow insert do you have on the engine? Just
Absolutely barn door open.
Have you tried it without?
Oh, what, without the air insert?
I'm just saying. If you
Try
really
it.
like the air, then
Do it live.
test it.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, super good. Very, very well flavoured, aren't they?
Ah, beautiful. Really nice. And they're super Moorish.
It's super good.
Moorish.
They are super good.
So Scully, anything else you're vaping on?
What else I got in front of me? Oh, I bought this off of Lloyd, actually. So I was fortunate enough to go to the last expo and the one before, actually. Again, that was Lace doings. Said to me, come along, you will love it. I was like, okay, cool, I'll come for like 5 minutes. And then I was like the last person on the dance floor. No, don't close it, don't close it. Go somewhere else. So, I came back for more on the last one. And my wife gave me some money to play with on the last expo. And I managed to purchase this little cheeky. So it's the Corona. Not really normally my aesthetic of choice, but what a piece of kit. I'm probably behind the curve with it, but yeah, Lloyd was saying to me, just couldn't get on with the wicking. Obviously, rookie. So,
Lloyd says that about everything.
yeah, I managed to get it wicked at 100 watts, 0.17, and she does the job. Really good. Nice.
She's a chucking.
And in there, I am wicking. I am vaping Canteen. I've got the Earl Soak in there. Raspberry lushness.
Cool. I'll pass it on.
Then you pass it on, Scully. You choose
Oh.
the one.
I'd like to know, since Mark has taken most of his FaceTime with his beard so far, I'd like to know what's in his atomizer as opposed to his hair.
I'm trying to hide the fact that I look like Rabsi Nesbitt. Black Rose still on the Nibiru now. I'm not running it at 0.8 anymore. I've decided to be a little bit more adventurous.
Wow.
1 mil. 1 mil.
Paradigm shift.
Can someone please clip this?
You feeling okay, Mark?
Mind blown. Mind blown.
Mic drop. Fucking
What
hell.
do you do with all the vapor that comes out now?
I don't know. Yeah.
That's why his beard's looking so full. Because all the vapor's collected on it.
It's all the condensate.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that is still on the black one, and I'm down to dribbles on the black one.
Wow. That must kill coils. That.
Nope,
The black one.
Isn't it?
it's the black, isn't it? The black one.
What, Kerno?
Yeah.
Bloody hell, how much do you vape that?
Oh well, you know when I ordered it.
Yeah, I ordered about 4 months after you, didn't I? Still got all that left.
I can't believe that doesn't kill coils though. I can't believe it with that.
No,
coil.
mate. It
Is
really
it
don't.
not?
No.
Wow.
Hang on.
What is the black? Was that?
So that's about a week. Chandler's trying to come in. That's about a week, and the still colour in that you can't really see the still colour.
Yeah. Sort
But
of
the
see,
colour's
yeah.
purple. It's not black. It's
Right.
clean as you like.
Ooh.
So which flavor is the black? Is it forest fruit or?
No,
Black
it's
background and grape.
it's like the black from what's it called?
The other one I had. Yeah,
drink?
what's it called? Oh. I don't even-
Who did the original Zeus?
Zeus. That's it. Zeus juice.
Well, that's Kerno. Who is it? Kerno.
Kerner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, no, I'm liking that a lot. Also, I know I've given it. Good evening, Chandler. Good to see you, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
There's a
One
lot of us in
thing-
here today. Sorry.
That's all right. There's one thing that I've always bashed down on, and that's side by sides.
It is.
Only one
I've
thing.
experienced personally.
Now, I've only switched out the Nibiru off the side by side prior to the show, so I got something cloudy. But since that came last week, I've used nothing but, and it's so good on batteries. I don't believe how one board can be any different to another board. But I can get 2 days out of a battery at 13 watts. It's
I wonder why. Oh, you know, so we got the mix. That's from the that's from Hatters, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
for
20
20 quid. For
Bargain,
20
that
quid. I thought I'd try it. Because I'd given it a hell of a lot of shit, but a lot of people had given it a lot of love. So I thought I'd try it, and I'm not a big fan with it. On the
Yeah,
har,
you
'cause
love it.
the har's just a bit too tall, but and it's heavy. It's heavy, but yeah,
What, the har or the mix?
the mix, but coupled with the har.
It looks like Soundwave from the Transformers,
It does, yeah.
the toy version.
You're right, Matt. The Nibiru does fit the mix well. It sits nicely. The tips just sits in the right position. It's, as much as I hate to say it, it is almost a perfect coupling. But no, that's me. Martin, what you vaping on?
Well, starting with the trusty Caliburn with some courtesy of Mark Fugt salts. And just to entertain Lathe, I've switched out my Imperia to a DNA board mod, so it's on the DPM.2 DNA 60 with some same juice I always vape in it. Future juice. Why haven't I vaped more of this actually? I need to order more. Loving the mango and passion fruit. And last but not least, I don't know why I did this, but I normally vape at 1.5 milligrams in RDAs. But in my Skyfall on the Hades, I have put some 3 milligram Lagoons butternut biscuit tobacco, which is quite harsh, but it's not the 3 milligram actually. It's because the nuts they give a real throat hit. So I was told.
Is that strong on tobacco?
So it's not strong on tobacco. So the main flavors are the buttered nuts. It's not to be mistaken by a butternut squash. And the biscuit, which is mostly like a digestive biscuit. Not as sweet as a Graham biscuit, but like a real, not savory. What's the word?
Sweet.
Not the biscuit.
Malty.
Yeah. But imagine a digestive biscuit, that kind of flavor, and then the tobacco is like underlying. And I normally don't vape tobacco at all, and so I was really hesitant to even vape this, but.
Just out of curiosity, have they got? Because one thing that I spent a lot of time working on was salty, trying to perfect. Behave.
Salty juice.
Yeah, I'm trying to perfect saltiness. Have they got the saltiness of the digestive, or is it all just sweet?
Wouldn't say it's either salty or sweet. It's more like when you dip your biscuit in a cup of tea, it becomes kind of a little mushy when it becomes soft.
Soggy biscuit.
Yeah,
Soggy
It's a
biscuit.
soggy biscuit vape. Okay.
but not in a bad way. It's not. You don't feel the being
Nuts
salty.
in
You
his
don't feel.
throat. Soggy biscuit.
Do you get
Taste.
biscuit digestives at the bottom?
Yeah, we get exactly what you're vaping, Martin.
You're selling it, Martin. Selling it.
But it's purely the buttered nuts. They are the most dominant.
Yeah.
But
Buttered nuts and soggy biscuits.
But it has a slight
And
taste of
buttered
tobacco. So those that like tobacco, you should try it.
I think it's pretty good in mouth to lung as well, isn't it? From what Dennis was telling us, I think he vapes it mouth to lung quite a bit.
Yeah. But he vapes 0 milligram and everything. So like throat hit in terms of nicotine, you can't really compare that. So whether it's RDL or MTL, then he vapes 0 milligrams. So I heard a rumor that they're coming to UK soon. So at a stockist near you.
That sounds nice. Sounds nice.
Is that correct, Lloyd?
He's not at liberty to say.
But you can nod.
I know they're working on it.
Yeah, we're working. We've had a bit of problems. We've had a bit of problems getting Lagoons over, but we're on it.
There are some, let's call it VAT or shipping issues in all this kerfuffle. So, Perkins, you have, what, did you order 2 direct or something like that?
Yeah, I did, yeah. So they're on the way, I think, so.
So there was a pre-batch in Lagoon's group last week, where Dennis offered up 50 bottles before they went on sale with any, even the Danish retailers. They didn't even sell them or got them before those that have been in the group for a long time. So, yeah. Definitely recommend it if you like tobacco flavors that isn't just tobacco. Definitely a good vape. That's me, Lloydie. What you?
Martin, what about the Delro? You didn't mention the Delro.
Nope. because I'm not vaping it.
Oh, right. Let's see.
Right, I'm on the NAS tonight. I'm on the Cycloid with the it's wrap with NAR mods and the Nada on top. With Carno the black in it. On the Trinity from NAR and a Narca. I think it's a how far drip tip. On another NAR, the Rebel. And
What battery
Is
is that,
Rebel still going?
21700 that is. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. 21700.
They just had another bout, haven't they, of new...
Yeah, the only thing is the door's not the greatest of them. It's a bit loose.
quick release. It's quick release.
And the cerakoted vapor bay billet box
Bibs.
with this salt in it. Lemberry from I've got some Future Juice. He was selling it. And last but not least, the Reflex was going to come in my. You'll see something about this later. My third one. My third Reflex of the. I've had it 2 months.
The salt in the billet box. What ohmage are you vaping it at?
I'm vaping it at
1.3. Okay.
12 watts.
Cool.
With the vapes now, which I'm getting back in. I went off it, but Alex told me to try it out again, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. Vape sounds doing well. I am enjoying that again. So that's about it. Over to Chandler.
Hey, I've got mine in bits because I'm.
Sorry, Chandler. You just dropped out.
I just dropped out.
Yeah, OBS just shit itself and kicked you out.
Did it?
Yeah.
We've all frozen now just because of you.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Sorry, carry on.
I've got my billet bugs. There you go, billet box, and I've just refilled my Haku
Zita.
which is incredible.
Yes.
It's just no restriction in there whatsoever, and 0.35 coil, crackles like a good one. I'll vape it in a second when I've done it back up. While I'm doing that, I've got my Noisy Cricket with my Squid Industries Peacemaker
They got a wrap on it.
on the top. Yeah, I've got a Zap Wraps. Sorry, shouldn't show you that bit.
Yeah, don't show that bit.
Yeah. If you notice, that's the first time I've slipped and shown that bit. I always go, oh, look at that, isn't it pretty?
I tried to do one of my billet boxes back in the day. It was terrible.
You know, when you do the wrap and you think, oh, this looks absolutely incredible. Fuck, it doesn't meet in the middle.
Yeah, I don't
Bastard.
want to billet.
It's like, what
I'm
the?
straight off.
Yeah. I'm like, what the hell?
Money.
Is that textured or is that just?
No, it is textured. Yeah, it feels nice as well.
I'll tell you what. Shall we send you a strip of something nice just to go down the
Fill
middle?
the gap.
Yeah, no, let's not and say we did, eh?
Isn't
Well,
there
you got
any
more
more pink glitter?
Green.
That's all I need is a pink strip down there just to fill it in.
Oh, we could just get you a furry strip just to go down the middle.
Could
a
you?
landing strip.
So I just got a landing strip. So give my mod a Brazilian. That'd be fine.
Cut a bit of your beard off, Mark. Take that down.
Yeah, let's do it.
A bit of beard
a
in the
whispered
middle.
beard.
Oh man. And in this is my favourite tank. I know it's so old, but it's really good. Single coil, 25mm. Does have a bubble glass if you want one. And I've got on point strawberry sponge.
Where'd you get that juice from?
I can't remember.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Just like Nick.
Yeah. It might have been actually. Oh yeah, it says on the bottle. Yeah, so the on point and strawberry sponge. It says exactly what it says on the bottle. It tastes like strawberry sponge. You could have called it a strawberry donut. It would have been fine. Is there a difference between a sponge and a donut?
Yeah, one's deep fried, one's not. It's not rocket science.
Okay.
One's a cake, one isn't.
Yeah, I was about to say one's what you use when you like watch the different.
No. Seriously, no. Seriously.
Oh, that took a bad turn, didn't it?
Didn't it? All I asked, and I just got roasted for it. I'm like, fuck.
Never confuse a donut with a cake. Never.
Oh dear.
It's almost as
No,
bad
but
as confusing a cob with a balm or a
It's
roll.
on the
or
same level, yeah. Fucking hell.
But I always think with e-liquid flavors, you go this one's a strawberry sponge, this one's a strawberry donut. And they're probably just exactly the same fucking thing. It's just got a different name on the label. Because you never know what something tastes like until you read the profile. You're vaping on it, you go, what's that? Oh, it's a strawberry sponge, yeah. Whereas if somebody went, it's a strawberry donut, you'd have gone, yeah, it tastes exactly like a strawberry donut.
In your head.
You lot are just looking at me like I've just gone nuts. it's like, what the fuck is on one? Right, okay. Yeah, ignore me. Back to the plot. In this one, I've got, I might have got it from the same place.
Just hadn't it?
Yeah. Sweet pea.
Does that taste of sweet pea?
It's a sweet potato pie.
Oh, that kind of pea. No, it doesn't taste of urea or anything like that.
No.
I was about to order some.
Yeah, I was told.
But
How does sweet potato translate? How does it?
again, had you told me that was Cadbury's Boost flavour, I would have gone with it. I would have gone, yeah, absolutely. I've got the biscuity flavour, a little bit of fruitiness in there, chewy caramel.
Is it that bad that if I tell you, do you know the secret ingredients is that there's a slight banana in there? You'll say,
I could taste the banana notes in it.
But more importantly, where'd you get your Boost from? Because mine don't have fruit in it. Not that I'm going to pick up on everything you say this evening. But
Yeah. No, they don't have raisins in them. No, you're quite right. But all right, smart ass. It's got that sweetness to it.
Alex in the chat's hit the nail on the head. He said that, Chandler, your aged taste bud's probably not the sharpest. He's so pleasant, isn't he?
Tune in next week where Chandler will be vaping Tabasco sauce without even.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a pizza flavour. Nice.
Says on the label, chocolate cake. Oh.
Yeah, yeah, but it tastes exactly like a ham and pineapple pizza.
You would live under a flavor ban because we could just write on the bottle what's in it. And
Yeah, just right.
Yeah.
Also, you could also put 16 milligram nicotine on there, and I'll be like, yeah, fine. It's fine. I can't tell.
Were you with us? Were you with us, Martin, when we did the blind Nick test on Chandler?
Nope.
So how many was there? 2 strengths or 3 that I sent you? I can't remember.
You sent me two bottles, A and B. One with Nick in and one without. And to be honest, the only reason I guessed it was a 50-50 shot, and I got lucky. So yeah, I did manage to guess the right one with the nicotine, but I'll be honest with you, I was guessing. One was 3 milligram, one was 0.
You should just vape flavourless, Chandler, because it'd just be a world of discovery.
Well, no. It was all because I'd been vaping this juice for about 3 weeks, quite happily. Vaping it. It was not a problem. I then realised that I was vaping 0 Nick. And as soon as I realised it was 0 Nick, it was like, fuck, no, that's just not doing it for me.
Yeah.
But the fact that I'd been vaping it for like 3 weeks and I hadn't given a shit, all of a sudden I knew it was 0 Nick, and it was like, this is crap. Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah, so the problem is I can't vape 0 Nick if I know that it's 0 Nick. If someone gave it to me and went, that's 2 milligram, I'd be fine. I'd be quite happy with it.
you feel the throat hit. Yeah, it's really.
Yeah, I know, I would. Not a problem. So there you go. That's what I'm vaping on.
Apparently
Sorry.
you should try a new juice called Placebo, which I think Diddy has on sale.
Yeah, I would be good with that. You can name it whatever flavour you like. Tell me it's got nicotine in, and I'll be sorted. Ah, right. Who's not gone? Because obviously, because I was a little bit
Everyone,
late.
I think.
Has everyone done?
Everyone.
Yeah, that's everyone.
Yay!
Now
There you go.
Mark left.
That's the hand checks, and now Mark's fucked off. So now we've got to fill while we wait for Mark to come back.
Well, let's move straight on to the highs and lows of the week. Depending on if anyone has highs and lows that Mark has pictures on, needs to put up.
I don't.
Well, I do. So
Hey, my high. I'm actually using a relatively normal sized drip tip. I know.
Not
It's
bad.
pushing it, but okay.
It's still tall-ish.
Yeah.
It's still. I don't know. I seem to have a thing for Vapor Giant drip tips, but
They are good.
So there you go, Vapor Giant drip tip, but one of their more conservative heights.
So your high is also your low.
My high is also my low. Yes, I like that.
Lloyd, Scully.
New kit,
Any
new
highs and lows?
highs and lows.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have a low. So I too are quite fanatical about, as is everyone that enjoys to put a drip tip on their atomizer or tank or whatever they're vaping. So I bought a couple of new tips. They're my style, my favourite style, but they've got a new, I think, either O-ring or the groove in which the O-ring normally sits. So the low is looking at the tip that I wanted to put on the Atty, but the O-ring is fractionally too big, and I've cut my finger, dislocated my shoulder, cracked two plastic caps, and still didn't manage to get the drip tip on.
Is it
So
one
that
with
was-
a dual O-ring, or like two O-rings?
Yeah,
Try removing one of them.
done that.
Oh shit.
Cut that in half, across the room.
The traditional fuck. Where's that
Yeah.
gone? Never to be seen again.
So that was the low.
Chandler, do you have
shit.
any advice being the drip tip king?
Basically, what I tend to do is raid my other drip tips, the ones that I don't use.
Yeah.
And I have found that those cheapy rubber ones that they give to you for free. Some of them have got O-rings on, and they're the cheapest, tiny little fucking useless little shitty things. So,
That's exactly the ones you want and
Yeah.
need. That sounds like a plan.
So is your shoulder back in place now, or Scully? Is your
Sorry.
shoulder back in place now, or is it still dislocated?
No, I was late catching up with you guys just before the call, purely because I popped up to Casualty, had to go on the green whistle, and told him that I had an important live gig to do. So yeah, I'm back in the game.
I have never tried one of those whistles.
Do you know? My wife and I went through a mad phase of Bondi Rescue. I don't know if anyone's.
That's where I know them from.
So Bondi Rescue is, for anyone that hasn't witnessed it, at those points in which you've probably done every box set, you've done every just anything that you would remotely choose to watch. Find Bondi Rescue. I guarantee you will waste considerable amount of time, primarily working out whether or not the green whistle is as good as it looks on screen.
What is it, pethidone or something like that?
I have no
what the
idea.
fuck is the green whistle?
It's an instant pain relief, but it gets you off your tits from the
It
looks of things.
Yeah, it looks like a kazoo
Okay.
in like recycled bin green plastic, and literally, regardless as to what the issue is, it can be that someone's dislocated their shoulder or someone's stolen someone's wallet. They'll just give them the green whistle, and everything
Here, suck
goes.
on this.
Yeah, everything goes away.
Like the magic sponge of football.
Literally.
If you're struggling for anything to watch at the minute, and I've binged this over the past, sad to say, probably only 3 weeks. there's a series called Below Deck, and it's basically yachties.
The employees on yachts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah.
and
I've
it's
seen that.
fly on the wall watching these yachties look after millionaires on 3-4 day charters. It's brilliant. It really
Filled with
is.
drama and intensity and breakups and love and hate and shit.
It's just brilliant. And
don't know
captain,
about-
there's a
How about
captain
Love
that's the captain that's followed all the way through. So the captain's the only one that's been on every season, and he's got to be late 60s, early 70s, old grey with a temper like you would not believe, and it's just you've got to watch it. It's incredible.
Like a military sergeant, really.
Sounds good.
Talking of which, I've recently discovered Forces TV. Have you seen it? It's on.
Is that some rape
Freeview.
channel?
No, it's on Freeview. It's called Forces TV.
Oh, not that kind of
Force.
force.
Not that.
Not
No.
Force.
No.
Right, okay.
It's
Different channel.
supposed to be. It's supposed to be for the forces, RAF, Army, what you know what the forces are, for fuck's sake. But yeah, what shit do they watch? 1970s sitcoms.
More to the point, what shit do you watch?
Chips. Oh, no, it's got chips on it. Have you seen Chips?
Chips is a bad boy.
It's amazing.
I used to love. I was brought up on Chips. Big time.
General Lee, the car, General Lee.
Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard, that's on
Yeah.
it. The Equalizer.
Nice. Edward Woodward.
They've just
yeah.
re-released The Equalizer, haven't they?
Oh, that's just a shitty
Yeah, that's a
remake.
counterfeit.
Yeah, it's if you don't.
That's the levelizer.
That's the. Come on, you've got to have an actor whose name, when you remove all the D's, becomes Iwa Uwa.
Yeah. Oh, but you know what? I had this very conversation with someone this morning about this black woman that's playing the lead character, and he said if you take all the D's out of his name, he's Iwa Uwa. It was like, and then you just said it.
It was an in joke when the Equalizer was actually a current TV program. I am that old.
Sunday nights, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, Sunday nights.
Sunday nights were the best nights on TV.
Yeah, Saturday night where you had the wrestling with giant haystacks and Big Daddy,
Big Daddy.
Ted Rogers. 3,
followed
2, 1.
by 3, 2, come on down. The Price is Right. The A Team, either the A Team or Airwolf.
Baywatch.
Airwolf.
or-
Airwolf, where nobody has to tell you what the theme tune is. You just see the helicopter and you go do 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 do.
Airwolf was a bizzo.
Or Knight Rider.
Everyone knows it. Knight Rider. Yeah. Ah, there you go. Come on.
MASH.
MASH. Tis was in the morning.
His was.
Tis was followed by Grandstand.
Mark,
I s-
could you bring up the photo that says, well, the one I sent you that doesn't have a name of the new thing
The
from
one that-
Ukrainian mods?
The one that doesn't have a name.
Yeah, I don't think it has a name. I sent it in Messenger.
Oh yes.
So I'm just going to show you a little teaser from what has already been teased in Ukrainian mods group. There's a new mod coming, and it's called Machina. What can be revealed at the moment is that and a lot of you are going to be pleasantly surprised because it's going to be a new brain. And I can reveal it's not going to be a chip you haven't heard of before, as with the Lignum. I can't reveal which chip yet. It will be revealed, but yeah, it looks nice, and I have seen a little bit more than just this image, and they look really nice. So yeah, more will be shown when can be shown. Price point,
TBC.
can't reveal that yet. Can depend on the material. But we're talking buttons and a screen, so a lot of people will be happy. A lot of people have asked for that for some time now. So yeah, Another modder that is bringing out a new project is a guy called Stanislav Padova from Belarus. He's for some time now been doing a mod called the Thorin, which is 21700 and DNA 75C. He's made a new project called Scorpio, and I just love the simplicity and the lines of that. Mark, if you bring out, just one of them, the Parva Scorpio.
How
It's
nice
just
is that?
announced that. And this must be Mekata.
It looks like
Yeah.
Makata.
Looks really nice. So far, what he's released is that it's going to be 21700, and that it's going to be either DNA 60 or Diecode's BF60. So there's going to be an option. Presumably 24 millimeter catch cup. There is a little lip on the top, so there's going to be a small recessment. So I presume it's going to be able to hold a 24 millimeter. But I just love the cleanliness of it. You can bring up the second picture, Mark.
I like the black and red.
Yeah.
I do.
Mekata does a lot of good things.
It's
It's
beautiful
not an
material.
expensive material to work with either. So
You see, I'm not a big fan of these.
he has also released this picture. This is the only other picture he's released in the group, which is, well, it's autumn. I don't know what the clear and the smoked is from material. If that's gonna be, what you reckon, Law? You're the clear connoisseur.
I like it. Oh yeah, I like it. It's clear.
What-
Don't ask me what material it is. I ain't got to describe it.
Just know it's
See-through.
clear.
See-through, isn't it, Lloyd?
It's see-through. It looks like
It's
plastic.
that old see-through stuff.
See-through
Yeah.
stuff.
That's a
It's like a
technical,
window.
technical term.
It's like my lunchbox.
and from when I saw the second
Does
picture, I was like,
does it? Fucking hell.
it looks like he's
Big boy.
also bringing out a tank because he's matching those tank sections for the mod. I put his Facebook group in the chat if someone wants to see
Nice.
more. Nothing, nothing on pricing yet or availability. It's a project in the works, but it's called Scorpio and does look sleek, nice, and
I do like the look of the Makata.
That is lovely, isn't it? It's beautiful.
Last but not least, we all know that PayPal is somewhat, let's call it, reluctant to having anything to do with vaping transactions. And apparently, the guys of Haku have decided to do something about that. So what they've released so far, and Mark, you can bring up, Alex, you can get in the bin. So apparently, it seems like Haku are releasing some kind of payment platform, which is, as far as I understood it, something that's going to be widely available. So if you imagine that the entire vaping community has a
Pay
currency.
Stephen.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say that Haku were going to start releasing mods called, I don't know, toilet rolls or cornflakes.
Well-
So when they're selling it and PayPal are going, you're buying 24 toilet rolls. Or...
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's what some companies have done, like Narmos. Narmos are now selling torches.
Torches, okay.
Yeah.
Torch batteries, yeah.
Well, AB mods have for some time now only been shipping bicycle parts when they ship theirs. So,
Okay.
well, this seems really interesting, especially if they can get all the legal stuff behind it worked out, and if there is what we presume there is the security behind it, because then suddenly the entire vaping community has a payment processing platform that can be used without risk of cancellations and containment of money and etc. So it seems
not a bad
really
idea.
interesting.
You see, my only
they're of course going to
concern-
make money off it, which is fair. People also do.
My only concern is how safe the money is. Good evening, Mark Ski. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, no, the only thing I'm concerned about is how safe is the money. Because obviously there's a lot of regulation behind money transfer systems.
Yep. Plus, are they gonna do the same buyer protection that we have now with the well, it doesn't account for vaping products, but the PayPal buyer protection that always sides with the buyer? Is it gonna are they gonna take that risk in paying out the money and then maybe not being able to retrieve them from?
I just don't think they realise how much management a system like that is going to take.
Yeah.
It's not a case of just throwing money.
No, but still presume they've done their homework when they're releasing.
Of course, yeah.
Releasing it this way because they've been talking for some months now about some way of doing a community way of transferring funds across and getting rid of the currency exchange issues and so on. But yeah, definitely they will need to have all the legal stuff in place, and that's a big task in terms of payment transactions.
Mark's comment.
I ain't never nicked nothing.
No.
Those were my highs for this week.
I've got a couple. No, I've not. I've only got one, to be fair. What did Mark say? I need to know. Fuck PayPal and vaping. They're both shit. Tubes are dead. Skronking's dead. But I think Canteen's booming. Boom, Marksky. Boom. You'll know I'm a big fan of Art and Mod. Have you seen their new sneak this week?
Looks like something they developed on from, I don't know, what was the name of the last one?
Diva,
No. The one that also had like the rounded front.
Yeah, it's got it is the front. Hang on, let's show the pictures so you can see. So let's just throw them all in and we'll let's hide that one for now. Yeah, so and the reason I love it is because it's dinky. There's not enough modders out there making dinky mods, and I know this is nameless at the moment, and rumor or not, Antonio has had a message to say it needs to be called the dinky, yeah, no, I'm a big fan of that. I think it's beautiful. Is the button pissed or just at an angle?
It does look on the wonk. It's proto.
Yeah. So
I didn't realise I couldn't tell whether that was the button or a fancy logo.
I like the fact that it's kind of closed back but open front. It's very different. Normally it's one or the other, isn't it? It's either a skeleton or it's a complete wraparound as such. But I like that kind of open face, closed back.
I think we have Martsky is somewhat perturbed by the existence of Art and Mod, and I quote, "Fuck Art and Mod. I'm not even joking, lol. I'll never give that twat a penny ever again." And that I like it.
Mark's a big Makata fan. He likes the Makata love.
Yeah. What's he use? I can't remember what he had now. I know I got on the list, got offered one, and then was never.
U-mods. Is it U-mods?
No.
Oh no, the Mika or
Martsky. Milo.
That's the
it.
badger.
Thank you.
That was on
Corona,
Vape
wasn't it?
was cool, right, Mark?
Called the Corona.
Yeah, it is the Corona. Yeah.
Yeah, lovely little mods they are. Very nice.
Yeah.
Everyone that's had one said they're super tiny.
Yeah.
what is the other one called? Because it looks like the other one that they've just shortened a bit.
I can't remember
one
what
that
it's
had the
called.
semi-open-
No, the one before didn't have a name. It was called the Nameless, wasn't it?
Nameless, yeah.
Hence not having a name. But yeah, no, that had got
They just shortened it.
yeah, it got a similar look. Bear with me a second. I've got a photo here. Somewhere. No, it's going to take too long for scrollage.
Which one's the cryptic?
Cryptip.
from U-Mods. What's the cryptic? Which one is it? Is it like the sunken?
It's kind of side by side, but it's
like-
kind of like an enclosure that the tank goes into.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the enclosure is open, of course, for air.
Yeah, I think I got my eye on one of those in that OD green Mikata.
That's definitely one that Marksky will recommend to you. He loves this.
Marsky's last one was blue, wasn't it? I'm sure he got like a denim.
No,
Yeah.
Marksky was a Mikata, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a Mikata, but it was a denim one, I believe.
Yeah.
It went with his Adidas Gazelles, I think.
Cool. Right, shall we introduce our guest and throw some awkward questions at him?
Hi.
Yes.
Hello,
I
Chandler.
think it's good.
Welcome.
Scully, thanks for coming on. And yeah, it's not that often we have that big celebs on the show. Sorry, late.
And still yet to happen, right?
So
I'm starstruck.
You have a
I wasn't when Leif was on,
brand
but I am now.
called CANTEEN. And just going by our normal past, present, future, tell us a little bit about how you came to start CANTEEN. What's the idea behind it? Is there a goal behind it or an aim?
Okay. How long have we got?
An hour.
An hour?
Okay, cool.
To fill. Yeah.
Just in brief.
So it all began when so I'm quite picky and choosy in terms of everything within my vape arsenal, whether it be the hardware, every piece of paraphernalia that goes into a setup. Juice, as everyone is a really kind of picky thing for me. I'm not the type of person that goes out and just buys lots and lots of juices. I tend to find one juice, enjoy it, and then I normally would go back into like a local, reputable, traditional and kind of independent retailer of vape paraphernalia and kind of say, oh, have you seen this juice? It's not that it's just a good custard or that it's just a nice lemon, but I'd always kind of dissect them with the same sort of OCD as I would setting a setup up. So I'd like to think that I'd had only through just enjoying what I perceived to be decent juices a pretty reasonable palate. And in that process, I made a really good friend with an owner of number of stores, 3 or 4 stores. Again, the independent, just nice traditional dealers that, when he was selling you a product, whether it be a juice, a coil, a piece of hardware, it was something that you knew that you were A, going to enjoy, and B, tell people about. So we had a good relationship. And for me, it meant that I could kind of find these really A, unique, B, complex, and C, really enjoyable, that I knew I could kind of go back and buy them again and again. I could get him to get some of these little juice nuggets in and then enjoy them. That's the kind of just the base set as to how did I get into making a juice. It was primarily about the fact that I just didn't have a bad ability to tell you that A, it was a good juice, but more so kind of tell you what notes were in there and how complex it was and what you were going to get on inhale, exhale, and just get really OCD about it. That was the good part, or if you like, the start of getting into juices. In the background, as we all have to a certain extent, I had a full-time job that I've done or did for 12, 13 years, 10 years before that, similar line of work, whereby I was working, when I say many hours, I was doing like 18-hour days. I was probably sleeping for best part of 3 hours and then coming home and not really getting much downtime and not really getting much quality of life. And at that stage, I had a complete and utter shutdown. I went from somebody that was very confident, that was very articulate and capable and able at his role and the job that he'd done for 20 odd years, had a complete mental breakdown, lost everything other than my wife, my home.
This story
But
seems very familiar, Scully.
really,
You could be describing me.
really.
Yeah. Sorry, interrupting.
No, 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 no. Okay. But yeah, so I completely lost it. I came away from work, started counselling, started medication, shut down for at least like 3 months, where I sat in one position on the sofa, only drank orange squash, only ate cheese and ham sandwiches, and only saw my wife. And that was about all that I had that was keeping me going. I'd even kind of pulled away from the whole vape community, which everyone that's here now, right? We've all got friends in physicality in terms of people that we've grown up with. We've all got family members that we do or don't get on with. But the one thing that tends to always did make me happy was the people around me, the people in the vape community, where I'd never would probably meet 95% of them, but they were some of the people that really had my back. And that didn't matter whether or not it was that I was looking for a new set of panels or a must-have Atty, or that they could just tell. And I mean, that was the crazy thing as well, is that you speak to most of these people by message, yet you can still, you can assess someone's tone and feeling and how they are and stuff through the messages. And I even couldn't find that to turn to. I pulled away from everything purely because I had nothing to give at all. So to cut that, what would be a long story, somewhat condensed for the purposes of us getting a decent night's sleep and stuff tonight, I hit the lowest of low. I was really and genuinely ready to sign out and just call it a day. But the guy that owns the vape shops spoke to my wife behind the scenes and said, what do you think we could do to remotely just get his head back into a gear? Doesn't matter what gear it is, but let's get his head back into a gear. And he said, well, why don't we see if he wants to make a juice? He likes tasting them. He likes vaping them. He knows, what he likes. Why don't we get him to make a juice? So my wife came to me and said, oh, I spoke to Adam. He's floated this idea. What do you think? And I was like, I got nothing. Can't do it. But then behind the scenes, I kind of went away and I started to his point, start to get gears turning. So I was thinking about names, flavors, profiles, and the cogs kind of just led one to another, and it slowly but surely started to give me a focal point where I could actually start communicating again, start reaching out, and being a bit more of a person. I'm sure at the same time the counselling and the medication was having its effect as well, but it was a recipe for me to kind of get back into a groove and find a bit of me back. So anyway, in that process, I switched off from television in every shape and form. I couldn't take audio, I couldn't take visual input. I could only listen to, and I've never listened to it before, and I've never listened to it after, but I could only listen to Radio 2 at volume 8 on either the dab in the kitchen or the sound bar in the living room. But that was all I could listen to. I don't know why. It was just the tone of someone talking that just enabled me to stay plateaued as such. But with this process, I started thinking about juices and stuff. I started watching telly again. And at that point, it's funny where you were talking about forces and stuff. I actually got into a documentary or a series where it was basically talking about prisons. So it was talking about the prisons of the UK, and you basically got to see a part of these people's lives whereby, people that have been put in prison, they've been put in prison for a reason, but a lot of the time, it's probably like a byproduct of what's going on around them, or how they've been brought up, or what environment that they're living in and stuff. So
which documentary was that? Was that one documentary, or is it
Of-
the one where he visits all the prisons in the world?
no, it wasn't the ones in the world. It was like a BBC documentary, so it was only UK based, and it was really quite just like real. They weren't trying to glamorize prisons, and they weren't trying to to do anything other than kind of sometimes kind of get into these people's lives just to understand. It's almost like when they say, "Oh, the Great White isn't a killer." These people, they're not, to a certain extent, a lot of them weren't criminals. They were just serving sentence for sometimes, being in a mental state that then led to a physical state that then saw them end up in prison. Anyway, so while I was getting into this series of prisons, let's say tuck shop, or the way in which the prisoners are able to buy stuff that they can enjoy based on their good behavior or their progression within prison is called the canteen. So, of a, let's say Thursday, Mark was good, he mopped out the base floor, whatever, he would then get the opportunity to utilize the canteen and then order in whatever he wanted to, whether it be strawberry sponge cake or whatever. But essentially that was the tuck shop, was the canteen. And all the way through this documentary, everyone in prison was vaping, because it was almost something that they were allowed to do regardless as to whether or not they were in or out of their cell, day or night, in the yard, in the prison. So it was like, canteen's quite a cool name, and it was almost like this whole, the prison piece where people were locked away for things that they'd done and the way that they felt, and the fact that their canteen was this kind of reward for being good. It was all kind of in my brain coming together, and it was like, well, canteen sounds quite cool. And then it was like, started then actually communicating. So rather than just listening and digesting information, I was then said to my wife, I've had a thought. Like, I'm thinking about Adam's offer to play with a juice brand. Got the PowerPoint out, very limited in skill, very, not very good on a computer as such, but I created the canteen, the logo, the colorways, the font. Then my wife is solely responsible for the original carnation of the flavor profiles for the 4 flavors. So she's an avid cook. For anyone that's seen hand checks from me or talks to me behind the scenes, I quite often, Friday night, check the curry out, this, that, and the other. It's all about food. It's my wife. My wife is got a massive amount of food Bibles as such, and she pulled out apparently it's a really famous Italian ingredient book, and we just selected like the first note, and that was what gave us like, okay, let's go for date, okay, let's go for fig, let's go. So we picked the 4 main flavors, and then it was, okay, let's now find like complements that go with those flavors, and then it was like, okay, put pistachio with the raspberry. That give us, and so it was almost this kind of, we're not.
So
I would imagine.
Did you develop all the 4 flavors at once, or was it one and then one and so on, or?
So we developed the first 4 base notes as such, or the key ingredients at once. It was like, and actually, I think some of you can imagine like the conversation that would be like, she would say, "Oh, we need to do a." And I'd be like, but I don't vape it. I'm not going to, make something for someone else to enjoy if actually I can't almost give let's say, the optimum seal of approval of, oh, yeah, that's a good pineapple. Mm-hmm. I couldn't, say, oh, that's a good pineapple, and then say, well, I don't vape pineapple. Just look good, and I know pineapple's in. It wasn't that kind of confer as we went through making the flavors, but we got to a level where it was like, okay, cool, this is the base note or the main flavor, and then these are the complements that we want to put around the profile. Then we sent them to the mixologist as such, or the person that would then say, well, actually, that's going to be 3 parts this, 2 parts that, one of those, and 2 soggy biscuits or whatever, goes into making those flavors. But at the same time, we had the same kind of opinion and view that just because he'd made a pineapple didn't mean to say that it was going to be the pineapple that we wanted, which was kind of encapsulated in this kind of datey, rich, eccentric pineapple. So we were like, dude, you need to try all of these things, like sourdough, like Seville marmalade, like French butter, so as you know what that's going to taste like. Don't create us a Kingsmill white bread with a Robertson's marmalade. We want Seville oranges. We want sourdough, which has a malty touch and feel, and we want French butter because it's a lot richer and a lot more indulgent than St. Ivel or whatever the format. Anyway, so that was the process to the flavors and stuff, and then of course it was like, okay, cool, let's try them. And at that stage, again, we're not pros. I've never touched juice before in my life, but it was almost like, well, what hardware do I enjoy vaping? And, at the time it was a decent 22 mil tank. It was a, relatively airy 0.3 running 22 mil Atty, and just started getting into the whole billet scene, which kind of lent itself then to be enjoying stuff on a bridge as well. And then rather than have, what might be, I don't know, a traditional way of creating a juice whereby, it had to be balanced or whatever in every piece of hardware, that wasn't the approach that I took, because that wasn't where I came from. I just knew that I enjoyed decent 22 tank, decent 22 Atty and a bridge. So for me, it was about getting the flavors to balance within those pieces of hardware, because that was how I wanted to vape them, and that was how my friends vape.
To be
So
fair,
that was
those they're also like the most common ones. If you look back at least a year and a half at least, maybe, they are definitely the top 3, those 3 that you mentioned. So with the flavors, with them, all of them having like a main ingredient or main flavor that is somewhat out of the ordinary in what you would traditionally maybe think of in a juice flavor. Was that intentional to try and make something that wasn't out there already, or was it just by coincidence, by what you looked at in the cookbooks and so on, and what you thought would work, or was it also to try and create something that wasn't out there already?
I think the second or the latter part of that process became poignant and relevant at the point in which it kind of happened. So no, it wasn't by design that we were trying to create something that was, completely unique and different to the flavors that were already out there. I wouldn't begin to try and take any credit for the initial profile flavors. That was all Fee. That was literally her having this kind of, I suppose to a certain extent, it was almost like, well, if she's the expert in terms of what tastes good, but also what's going to go with that to get a really nice balance, it wasn't for me to almost say, well, that's not cool, or I don't think people are going to enjoy that. I think the one kind of thing that we did stick to was, once we'd picked those original notes, it was like, well, let's just make those juices work as best they can. Not everybody is going to enjoy a pineapple. Not everybody's definitely going to enjoy a fig and mascarpone. But when we started, it was almost like, yeah, no, that's the library of the first 4 flavors. That's what's, coming.
So generally, you could say that that it wasn't about creating a juice brand per se. It was more also for you to go through a process in making this, because at that point you maybe weren't thinking that I'm gonna sell 1,000 bottles of these, or like it was more of a, you can call it like a therapy kind of way.
100%.
Producing something that you like, that some others may also like, but not necessarily that it was going to be a gold mine per se. And I presume you also made very limited batches at first.
Yeah, I had absolutely no intention of anything other than probably, when I say my close friends, I've got what I would like to think a community of people that I have good, day to day chat and banter, and the same way as when we all talk about hardware, right? We'll hand check each other and say, oh, check this out. It's about that community, and it's about, like you say, it was almost just that communication piece to almost go, guys, let's look at the bottle color as an example. Like, do you want black bottles? Closest friends, closest community. Do you want black bottles, or do you think clear bottles work? I'm definitely going to do matte labeling because I like it. I'm definitely going to do rose gold out of gold or OD green out. And that was, had no intention at all of doing anything other than making a flavor that we'd kind of set out to make, and then make it look nice, look good against each other.
I've got to say a couple of things. I have not vaped dessert juices, well, since I developed my last line, and even then, for all conversation, everyone bung your ears up. I didn't vape my own liquids, not the dessert line anyway. The dessert line wasn't up my streets. It was designed for, I know, Chandler, sorry. It was designed for others. It wasn't designed for me. And the others were designed for me. So to take a step back and say, right, let's do this for others. Anyway, so one of the things I've taken from your brands, and a lot of the things I respect about your brand, one, it's sensible. I love it. I think the brand is so sensible. It's clean. It's sensible, and I really enjoy that. And I do not vape. I haven't vaped desserts in 5 years. But you know what? I would vape every single one of those. Deerbolt, I'm not sure about, but that'd just be the fig. But then my overactive mind goes, well, fig's quite dry. It's sweet, it's sticky, but it's quite dry. And then I try to sort of work out how I think it's going to taste in my head. And that's the point I say to myself, I'm not going to like that. I'm sure I probably would, but Kingston, right up my street. Right up my street. And I will. I'm going to order the lot. Cause
that's what I thought, though, Mark, about Deerbolt before I tried it. Like, I thought, what, fig? Are you having a laugh? And then when you try it, it just fucking works. It's my favourite by far.
The only thing, we had this conversation before we started the show, the only thing that takes me is the saltiness. And I want to try the saltiness.
Yeah.
You want to try Stephen's salty juice, is what you're saying, Mark? Yeah.
Why not?
Homebrew.
Got to start somewhere.
Loads of it. It's great.
Deerbolt's crazy. I mean, just again, I probably get wrapped up in the community and the feedback that I get from people that try the juice. I wouldn't say far more than I should, because that was what I set out to do in the first instance, was just to be able to facilitate. People that know me know that I've played with putting a good mod together. I would like to think that when I put a mod together, it ticks boxes for other people. Not in the sense that they enjoy it. They enjoy it visually. The way that I only use my iPhone, and I only go in the garden or in a room in my house to do most of the photos that I do. But I enjoy putting a decent photo together, and I spend a good bit of OCD time on it. Yeah. And I think the whole thing with the juice was that it sounds really, really cliche, but whenever you listen to anyone in any walk of life that says, "Oh, it came out of passion and it came out of just feeling it," 9 times out of 10, it tends to be something that just works by nature, organically. And hand on heart, that's the way I approach these juices. It was just to to just bring something out that looked kind of cool, tasted kind of nice, and people could kind of get involved in. And I think that's my real enjoyment of this whole project is the fact that, you know, I get to speak to people within a wider community now, and I still enjoy it the same way as I do when I'm talking to the likes of Ruben and Lloyd and Martin and Leith. And, you know, it's just an extension of what we do for fun anyway.
You've clearly done very well with it. I'm just looking at some of your stockists, and I know dealing with Vlad at Vape Base and Vape Club is stressful. You know, the likes of Vape Base and Vape Club, congrats on that. That's no mean feat.
So where are you now with the brand in terms of, we know that it's coming to a bay near you soon, right, Lloyd?
Correct.
It's almost imminent incoming, maybe even
Almost imminent.
Yeah, it's the deer is bolting as we're conversing, literally. DHL are currently moving boxes across the country that if Lloyd didn't get to the opportunity to try Deerbolt, he can in
I've tried
24 hours.
It's very good. Alex took it to do the photos for the website.
Did he?
Yeah, hopefully it will land tomorrow. Tomorrow.
So besides it, of course, going to the most exclusive vape web shop in UK,
Correct.
do you have any other plans in terms of, do you want to expand it further? I saw you doing a group buy in an American group as well. Do you have an aspiration to broaden it, or do you just take it as it goes, as long as you can keep up with the demand, so it doesn't drive you crazy and becomes a pain instead of an enjoyment?
Yeah, I've all of the outlets that I've kind of now working with in terms of like international exclusivity within their areas and stuff have been people that have again, you know, the whole process that I've kind of taken you through in terms of how the juices were born. All of the people that are now distributing it, or all of the people that are now stocking it, have been exactly the same process in terms of that, you know, we've met much on a relationship and emotional connection well before I've even contemplated about what expansion looks like for Canteen. And, you know, like you say, for my stress levels, the one thing that I absolutely don't want to do is by any shape or form ever get into a mind space through, you know, like you say, having to think that I need to meet demand or meet price point or meet any requirements of me other than enjoying getting it out there to people and to countries and stuff. So I suppose, of course, my intention is always to, I think it's almost like to have a Perky Nips in every place that it lands, in terms of, you know, when I sell to people, I meet these people. Somebody could give you an example two odd days ago where a guy from Switzerland was told by Michael Meller, who again, I've never met Michael. He became an avid A trier and B follower of the Canteen range and the lifestyle that goes, or the community that goes with it. But I had a guy from Switzerland, David, and he just bought the range, didn't, you know, say anything other than purchasing the 4 flavors. But he then said to like his friends around him, he was like, oh, you know, I'm going to get some of this juice. It sounds really cool. It looks really cool. Do you guys want to try it? And then ended up placing an order for like 20 bottles. And for me, that was like, that's crazy. Like, you know, you have no idea what these taste like. But he was more into the community and the feeling about being part of Canteen. So Sunday night, I've like placed his order through and then just FaceTimed him and just said like, dude, thanks so much. You know, it's that's the bit that I think will make the expansion is just
But I think we talked about this last week with how your flavor profiles are like made and what they contain, kind of like I would call them in the Art Nouveau kind of liquids, because they are so fit for the French market. Because in general, of course, there are vapors that label those kind of liquids all over, but the French, they just in general love those. I wouldn't call them weird flavors, but just the non-traditional ones. No, the ones where you kind of like, the French cuisine. That's really extravagant and special and so on.
it's like opulent, isn't it? It's opulent, and it's not custard, it's creme patissier. It's
exactly, and I think definitely they would shine in the French market. They will everywhere, but just in a smaller scale than percentage-wise in the French market. They are straight up.
How about the Australian market?
Alex, are you saying we ain't posh enough, Martin?
How difficult?
You ain't posh enough, Alex. Australian?
How difficult has the Australian market been? Because I know their palate is very different.
Well, it's in both. So I've got Aurélien, I can't pronounce his name, from Sweets and Vapes in France, who's exclusively looking after France and surrounding, and he's doing really well. He took his initial order, and genuinely, before I paid the DHL bill, put his second order in for the same quantity again. So Martin, you're bang on the nail in terms of the feedback from France and surrounding areas is really is great. Australia landed last week, so I sent out a small batch to a close friend in Australia, based on the fact that he knows me, he knows what I'm about, and he was like, "You need to send me those fucking juices. I've seen people hand checking them. Why haven't I got mine?" I'm like, A, because it's too far, and B, because I'm gonna have to pay the shipping. So, but anyway, I got a set out to him, and he got a friend to try them, and they just took enough to keep Australia and New Zealand in CANTEEN until next year. So, and the feedback from there has been, as exciting, really. They're enjoying it. They're getting into it, and actually
you're closing the circle in canteening Australia.
They actually like him the other way round to the UK. To your point about the palate, it is almost upside down in terms of which way round they like the profiles, because the UK and surrounding tend to go Deerbolt, Earlstoke, Bullingdon, Kingston. Australia are Kingston, Bullingdon, Earlstoke, Deerbolt.
I'm more thinking the whole prison theme in terms of, well, we all know how Australia came to be.
Yeah, I found the Australian palate very, very bizarre. And again, I found with orders we got from Australia were just backwards. I just couldn't fathom how they managed to sell so many of one, whereas it would be the worst seller or second from bottom here. It was just madness. So anyway, Scully, what's the future? What do you know? What the plan is? Anything set in stone, or just run with it?
Plans. Yeah, honestly, I haven't really thought about what the future looks like other than a new flavor set. I'd like to do, again, only from an OCD perspective, in terms of, I really enjoyed the process that I went through of the rose gold on the kind of muted matte colors. In my brain, the next 4 is like a flow set. So flow yellow, flow green, flow orange, and flow pink. Yeah. So I'd like to bring out 4 new flavors in the next 12, 24 months. My wife, on the other hand, she's like, "No, we need to get just 2 more right." So what that'll net out at,
inside.
yeah. I don't know what that'll net out at, but yeah, we've she's already working on the next flavor set. So we've got one still yet to even touch it from a putting it together and trying it perspective. But we've got one confirmed profile ready to go into the next batch. I'm working on another 3 to go with that one, but she's saying it'll do well. So yeah,
Just
so
work
more,
on 2 behind the scenes, yeah.
yeah. Collaborations, and again, from a collab perspective, that's more about just, the reason I'm here right now is because I enjoy toys, I enjoy product, I enjoy getting my hands on and having input on the toys that are out there and available. So for me, probably the same way in which Louis Vuitton collab up with Supreme is because they respect each other's brands, they enjoy each other's product. I have intention to do some pretty cool collabs with people just to try and enhance the reason that Leif and I are a duo or a tag team is because I like to make good tasting juice, and Leif likes to make good metal that fires it up. So it works. So I think
So you have the juice, you have the metal. Now you need something to put it in.
Exactly.
So what we're saying is then watch this space. Plenty more to come from Canteen. It's been a fantastic story, and something that resonates with me quite heavily. So, no, congratulations. I'm so pleased that it's doing so well from you, and it's perhaps changed your mindset on moving forward in the future and your whole outlook on life.
And watch out for Vapor Bay. Fingers crossed this week that the postman delivers. They will be up on the site hopefully this week. And if you'd like to follow development of Canteen, if you're already in the group, I've put the group in the chat.
Just
I have a question, Stephen. You know the descriptions on the bottle. Who came up with them? Because I fucking love them. Let me just read this one out if anyone's not heard them, because if this doesn't make you want to try it, just listen to this. Deep, rich notes of syrupy fig are swirled in taste mayhem, painted with a lavish scoop of divine sweet yet salty cream and topped off with shards of crumbled honeycomb. That is, as soon as I read that, I knew that I'd like the juice before I even tried it. It's just like, did you come up with it?
The shard one.
The shard of crumbled honeycomb. And it is.
The that's
flavor,
gotta be Steve doing those descriptions. That can't be you, Scott.
No, that's all me.
Is it?
That literally is all me.
Yeah.
Because
you must have been on a flow doing them. That's yeah.
Well, do you know when I did the whatever they're called, I don't even know what they're called, like the profile write-ups.
Yeah.
If you read, I don't know if you have, but if you read them, one of the things that I tried to do in terms of the way that I said that the canteen was the lunchbox as such, the whole prison with the cross keys and the Her Majesty's service on the top of the sea and stuff, it was to try and carry through all of what was going on in my head at the time. If you read those start to finish, which is the kind of biggest example, essentially I had in my mind that not only would you buy the juice, you'd enjoy the way that it looked, you enjoy the flavor, but I also wanted to try and I don't know. I wanted to a certain extent have an impact on people whereby if they were going through problems or frustrations, the same that I was, they would almost look at these and almost say, well, this is about retribution. This is about thinking different to the way that I have in the past to make change and stuff. So, I think the Earl Stoke is probably banged up. So banged up, i.e. locked away, bitter bites of wild unruly raspberry, go nuts on the inside, I'm doing time, or mentally, I'm stuck in a place. Going nuts on the inside about the good times they could be having on the outside. A, getting out of prison, or B, feeling better, coming back to where I used to be. So, yeah, that was all me on there. And
that's
I think
brilliant.
It
is because you don't often even get a description on a lot of juices. So to get one that's like almost poetic in a way, in the meaning behind it, it's brilliant.
Chatting shit.
Or chatting shit, or you just like chatting shit one or the other. Yeah. But either way,
big props off to the missus as well for her huge contribution.
Oh, massive, Martin. She is I don't know if she's watching she was watching a Fee, are you awake? She's asleep. She's had a hard day. But no, and again, if you read I mean, I've told you lots about it now, but if you get time to talk to me, or you read how the whole project came about and stuff, there were two people that really got me out of the slum that I was in by far and wide, and that was my wife and the guy that gave me the opportunity to do this project. So in terms of, like you say, hats off to her. She is as responsible as I am for the birth of Canteen. So yeah, totally.
Cool.
You're just the icing on the cake. You're just a pretty face.
Literally. But no, just in terms of Lloyd, Alex, I don't know if Alex is still on, but in terms of some of the exciting stuff that you guys have kind of brought to the table, is that something that you want to share with your audience and your customers as and when it comes to fruition? I don't want to steal any thunder about what we've got in the pipe and stuff.
Yeah. That can be. We can talk about that right now. It's not a problem at all.
Yeah. So, I mean, Lloyd and I have gone on a adventurous, very quick-lived relationship and rapport builder in terms of, I'm quite a funny stick when you first meet me. I'm a little bit standoffish, and it takes me a bit of a while to kind of let my barriers down, or give you airtime in any shape or form. And Lloyd reminds me a lot of myself, because I would say, nearly as handsome. But he's quite funny. He's a
dick.
He is a dick, absolute dick. But I genuinely, when Lloyd first contacted me, it was just another one of those. I'll get back to you. And then, like I said to Leif, ban him, get him out. Not interested. But I didn't really let the barriers down. But I've genuinely I got to know Lloyd really well. The same touch points as we all have across these communities and stuff. And in the process, I've then started to kind of get to know Alex and get closer to the guys. And one of again, it's not a crazy connection, because, as Mark said, it's close to home, and there's a lot more people that suffer with, mental illness, or points in which they just don't want to play ball anymore. And, catching up with the guys, it's close to their hearts as well. So Alex came up with a really, really cool initiative from that side of the fence, and we're going to do something to the Mine charity through the sales of Canteen. So we're going to link up, and there'll be a monetary value based on every bottle sale that the guys make. I'll then match the amount as well with my bottle sales, and that'll go into the Mine charity on a monthly basis. Fantastic. So that's a really, really cool thing to be doing.
And it's especially something that has risen through all the COVID and lockdown. Cases have exploded even more than there already were.
And you will find, for all my years being part of the vaping community over the years, it's surprising how many people have got a similar story. There is a hell of a lot of mental health everywhere in the world, but within the vaping community it seems quite high, and I know it's something close to a lot of people's hearts. And I know years ago we'd have stands at Expo and Fest and everything else, and it was one thing we always said, a lot of people would say, I'm not comfortable going, I've got mental health issues, or they wouldn't say that, they'd just say that they were nervous or they were anxious, or like, get yourself there. If you don't want to come in, give me a call I'll meet you outside. I'll walk you in. I'll introduce you to people, and you will find that there's a lot of people. You know, whether they feel as though that they, and I thought that I could deal with it on my own, and it took me a fucking long time to admit that I couldn't deal with it on my own, and I needed help. And if it wasn't for the community, I probably wouldn't be here now. Hands up.
Yeah.
Quite emotional.
It is though. It is like you say. I don't think it is worldwide, but yeah, you can just feel it, and I think that's I always have this I have this conversation with a lot of people because you know the people that you've grown up with, and you know the people that you've got around you as physical friends and physical family and stuff, but the people in the community, you just live and breathe them, right? You wake up in the morning and it's part and parcel of the way that you get through a day. And some of the because like you said,
it's got a lot to do with, there are so many men. It's really, vaping is male dominated, like 90%. And a lot of men, they have trouble talking about it, or maybe even admitting it or seeing it. And the way that we connect cross-border and so on, it becomes easier to open up to someone that you feel like you kind of know, that you don't have to face at your work or your neighbors every day, but you still feel that kind of connection. I think that's an important factor. You get some connections and you feel that you can let things go to them, that they understand and so on, without it having to be someone that's in your life physically. I think that's a huge factor. And sometimes we make fun of the bro culture, but
we're close, we're tight as a community, and the friends and the relationships that we build within the industry. We all say, it's family, bro. It is. It is. And people can take the piss and people can laugh, and
all of this
partners
is
don't
built on
necessarily.
trust and respect, and
trust and respect is a massive part.
And
you know how we all get together and like freeze out these scammers like Latore, who's been acting up again. How many other communities do you see that?
It's my life. I literally wake up in the morning. It's the first thing. It literally is my life.
Yeah.
There would be nothing without. Wow, obviously kids and family, but as in friends, it's all I've got. So
it's our social. It's the fact that
Alex just said, Lloyd, do I know that you've never met?
No, me and Alex have never met. The amount of people I tell
Really?
that when I say that I've got a business and my business partner, and he goes, "Who's your business partner?" I say, "Alex." He goes, "You never met?" Nah, never met him.
And is that the case?
That's trust, mate. There you go.
Is that the case?
That's the proper case, mate. Never met. Never ever met.
But that's a prime example of it, isn't it?
That is right.
That is a real prime example. How many walks of life? And again, I could be the fact that it does exist in other walks of life. And like Martin was saying, I think just listening to it then, in terms of if I give a comparison of one that I know, but I don't know how it works, but in terms of the same kind of human, the natural part of it is the way in which gangs operate. Real, been here forever. They are brothers, and that trust and respect and honor that they've got. Like you say, you can take the piss out of it, and you can take it for what how much of it you want. But actually, in terms of trust, and I know people that have done stuff or supported me with stuff, or whether that be fun, just unheard of. I say to my wife, "Oh, so and so sent me this," or "I've sent this to so and so," and they're like, "What are you doing?" And you're like, "What do you mean? What am I doing?" We're cool. Like, the way we operate is cool. And if And if you find someone in there that doesn't live by that just almost like subliminal PSI code that exists,
But it's kind of the same.
They're gone.
With if let's say you have an item that you know you can sell for 1,000 quid, but you have a friend who wants it, and then it maybe the normal price would be 300 quid or whatever. Most of us would rather than sell it to our friend for that price than to get the money. Most of us. There are of course different people.
Well,
But if we have some we know that want that piece, we would rather let it go to them than to profit.
The community is different, isn't it? That's why it's so different.
oh,
Other-
it's huge.
Other than through my previous business, I don't think I've charged anyone in this room for anything. I'd never take money off. I've never taken money off you, have I? Have I? Have
I'm
I?
kidding, for fuck's sake.
No, genuinely, and much the same as some of the people in chat as well. It's community, and I if I can't give it to someone that I know is going to make use of it and enjoy it, then what's the point? Even down to Lloyd the other day, let me know how much I owe you for postage. He's like, fuck off. Don't be stupid.
But that's the thing, though. You don't say that type of thing because other than it's not part of your agenda.
No.
You know, like you say, when you get a community of the right, you know, the people that are there and that are there for the long game, in terms of there aren't hidden agendas. They'll get butthurt if you get a better mod than them for a while, but it doesn't mean to say that it changes anything between you.
That's why I think the key factor is that it's male dominated. That has some negative sides, but it has a lot of positive sides. Because just going back to the schoolyard, you know, and just that when you were that age, the girls, they clicked up and they bickered about each other, whereas guys or like boys, they just got it out of the system. I think that straightforward approach, being dominated by many men, is also the key to it, because if our community was 50-50, it would be a totally different community.
Yeah, bros over hoes.
That's not
I'll be with the hose, mate.
Right.
that's not a negative thing. That's just a fact in how
That's why I said you were
men operate the brains.
I'm coming with you.
I'm
Yeah,
going with the hose.
Yeah, Lloyd likes getting dominated by many men, it has to be said.
Many women, one.
There you go. Alex has just said, Martin's a pain in the arse, but if you rung me up needing help in Denmark, I'd book a flight.
We just wouldn't let you in because you've got the English strain. So
Like you say, that whole like
Take it.
that whole European and international piece is just as like mind blowing and so lush, right? You know, I think for anyone that's actually, you know, to your point about when you younger people, Martin, you know, if you've ever travelled outside of the UK, you've met people in European countries and stuff, and just the way in which you interact with people is so much more open and so much more real. And then to be able to do that with international networks is just, yeah, it is. It's life changing.
who just banned Diddy? So Diddy is saying the vaping community is very welcome. I get banned every fucking week, and then he gets banned. That's timing. That's good one.
That's harsh.
Right, very quickly then,
I
before
immediately unbanned him, it's fine.
very quickly then, before we move on, can we do a quick edition of Vape Sell Bin?
Yes, we can. We've got some corkers tonight, yes.
Right, I need to sort them out on
So
screen.
while Mark sorts it out, and thanks for the entire story, Scully, very inspirational.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Pleasure. Thank you
Yeah.
very much for having me. I really appreciate it.
We want
Cool.
to keep up because for those who are maybe new, we're playing a game now called, if you know, Shag, Marry, Kill. We're just doing it with vape stuff. So you have one option when you're being shown an item. You can either vape it, you can sell it, or you can put it in the bin.
Where are we starting, sir?
Should we start with the Vapors Cloud Scepter, the tube mod? 21700. It's a looker, guys. It really is.
It's a looker.
Oh, and you vote when it's up on the screen. You vote by simply pressing 1, 2, or 3. in the chat only one number.
Just hold fire. We're not quite there.
I'll just say one thing.
Yeah.
I must be the first person in the UK to be banned from Cash App. Beat that one.
You've been banned from Cash App already.
How have you done that?
No one gets banned from
banned.
there.
Banned from Cash App, SV, PayPal, The End Game,
Fucking no.
Home Show. The list goes on.
That's a cracking drip tip, Mark.
People over on YouTube, we can't count your votes, but we will try to count them manually, so you can still just put it in 1, 2, 3 in the comments.
But if we don't like your answer, we'll just ignore it.
Is that a drip tip?
It's an
No,
awesome
it's
drip
It's
tip.
21700 tube mod.
Looks like one of Chandler's drip tips, actually.
It does look
does,
like
doesn't it?
Yeah, it
I
does.
like it. I
If
like
that's a drip tip, I would have definitely vape that.
I'm gonna sell it just for the gold value. Must be at least a tenner or something.
Chandler, we need one of them, don't we?
Yeah.
As a drip tip.
As a drip tip. Yeah.
As
Yeah,
a
same
drip tip.
size. Just need to buy
Yeah.
10 at the
Same
bottom.
same size, it'll be fine.
Yeah, same size. Yeah, 21.
Yeah,
Not like fucking that big.
Yeah. Oh, that big.
It doesn't matter if it's gold plating. There's still some gold in there.
Oh man.
Martin, it's China plated gold.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter if it's China plated, but there's still some gold. Well, Andrew is vaping it apparently.
You see?
Yeah. It's the
We need
only
to have
one.
we need to have words, Mr. Wiltsey.
It's still getting binned by the looks on it.
I think it's
Someone
gonna
called
be a bit-
Cheats is saying he would sell for, I don't know if we can say that word, but something you smoke out of a bong.
Sock.
There we
What,
go.
with a C?
Looks like a cheap shit fragrance from Poundland. I'm with you there, Diddy. I am with you. There we go. So unanimous.
Unanimous bin.
Indeed.
Well, not entirely, but all right.
Near enough.
You can get it out of the
So,
bin.
should we do the armour next?
The
Chandler's
18K 500.
hyperventilating.
Armour. Armour.
Armour.
Don't tell me you've chosen what I think you have.
I don't know what you think I have.
E2.
Oh. The magnets. Have they fixed the magnets from the V1?
I'm
I
actually
don't know.
waiting for Lloyd to find me one of these.
I'm
Yes,
refreshing
you are.
my
I'm
Twitch 'cause
sorry,
I'm way behind.
Squonking's dead.
No, it's
No,
just
it's alive
worth
this
too much
week.
and
It's
you
come
will
back to life this week.
Golly, I'll get you one of them, mate.
Never had one.
Squonking's dead. TFV8 is the future, and the future is now.
No. Vision Spinner and CE4.
They are sexy mud, Scully, aren't they?
Life
Yeah,
changer.
gorgeous. Just-
So YouTube they disagree. We have a 3 and a 2 and a 1. So
They just
Well,
cancel each
well,
other out.
whoever's selling them, PM me, yeah?
No, I don't see a bin though. There's not one
Anyone's
bin
selling
yet.
one, send me a PM and we'll do it in Mad Hatters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Scully,
And we give some to charity as well.
Scully, do you know the capacity of the V2? It only has 4 milliliters in the skunk bottle.
Bro,
No, it's 4.5.
I just take photos and look good. Come on, man.
When it looks like that, do you really care?
Oh,
Exactly.
this looks as
Exactly.
though I might get a deciding vote then. Oh no, I
Yeah.
voted.
No.
I voted
Oh.
already. We're on a 50-50. We need one
Have
more
we had any
vote.
votes? Have we had any votes from Chuyub?
Yeah, one of each.
One of it. Oh, that doesn't help.
Oh,
Oh.
Alex.
No, he's already voted.
Ah.
They've already voted. It's not adding.
Oh, Jay, you're ruining it. No, you already voted, you twat.
Get in the bin. Yeah,
Oh.
man, of Sweden. Get in the bin.
No,
So it's-
it's a tie.
So it's getting vaped and then sold.
I was like, you, Perky.
I know, it's perfect, yeah.
Leave it open. I'll go mate.
That's my
Leave it
modus
open on my
operandi,
other
yeah.
account.
Vape it for a day and sell it.
Just fucking sell it on Hatters. Yeah, I don't know why you're moaning, Lloyd. You profit out of it.
Yeah, I know.
Right. So it's vape and a cell.
Next.
Next.
Lloyd's been really quiet through this whole process because he's setting up Hatter's Wallet.
Yeah,
We
to
need
rival
to.
Haku's.
I'll
Yeah.
get banned from that. I'll get banned from that as well.
Or
Yeah, Alex will
Hatter's,
ban
Hatter's
you.
wallet.
Hatter's Purse. Or Hatter's Bum Bag.
Fanny pack. Hatter's fanny pack, we're going to call that.
Hatter's Bum Bags. You need to get some done. On a pink one.
On it.
Flow pink.
On it.
On it. Mark could do it.
Hatter's
Can't we
Bum
just-
Bags.
Can't we just get like Gringotts or something?
Scully, actually,
Just
now that you're on here
gringotts.
live, just confirm something. That crown, did you dye that yourself, or?
No. If you PMJ, PM me and I'll tag you to JSEC. He'll do your private pink one. But he would kill me for saying so.
Ooh.
I honestly thought you had dipped it in red dye yourself.
I did.
Yeah, you
I-
did, right?
Before I even threw the packet that came away, I had it in the saucepan just to get it up on live because I knew it would kill him. Yeah, I dyed it myself.
Right, what's next?
Next is the Vapors Cloud RDA, the Niflheim.
Niflheim.
What? The what? The what?
Niflheim.
Niflheim.
Sounds the angry.
I thought it was supposed to be Nilfheim, but it does actually say on the
Oh,
device Niflheim.
It does sound the most angriest RDA I've ever come across.
It does.
Fat.
It's a
Does,
big
doesn't it?
bastard.
It's going to be smooth airflow.
That's definitely gonna go on like a Hammer of God or something like that.
Yeah, it's got to.
How big is that?
I think
That's what
it's
she said.
28 in it.
28.
Millimeters.
I thought it was 30.
Is
Right.
it?
Jeez,
A little squonk.
it's a big
Yeah.
bugger.
That's squonk. I'm vaping it.
What
See, I
squat
don't- I
mod
don't
you gonna
understand,
find on
right?
I think you can fit the entire bottle through the drip tip.
I've got one.
It's a big bastard 40mm RDA, right? That is clearly designed to accommodate a series set of coils of some sorts, but yet they give you a 5mm lip tip with it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you're
Makes
gonna have
sense.
crusty lip for weeks.
Look where the
Peeling
look where
the
the
dead
vents,
skin off.
yeah, look where the vents are, the air intakes. So how high the coil's going to be in comparison to the.
Oh no, it's going to be
About,
it's gonna be hot.
about the depth of the
Given
lip
that
tip.
this is supposed to be like almost swallowed entirely, was it be classified as female friendly RDA?
Easy.
40mm, Matt. It's 40mm.
It is a 40. Jesus.
We've got 2 bins from YouTube, and
Fucking
it's all
hell.
there's a
It's
clear
what you
picture.
would it's what you would call a chode RDA, isn't it? Let's be honest.
But that drip tip is mahoosive then.
It's probably like a 100810.
It's an eye bath. It just doubles up as an Optrex.
Oh, it's undercoiled, so the airflow
Oh,
travels
okay.
down and then up.
There we have it.
A lot of binnage.
It's been
Matt can
binned.
have it. Matt wants it.
A lot of binnage.
You can have it all day.
Right then, Squire, of what is next?
Next would be something that Chandler posted in the chat group earlier.
No.
It
Can
wasn't
we
Chandler,
show
it
that
was
to you?
Chris.
The Nautilus Prime X kit.
Oh.
It was Chris.
It was.
Oh, was it Chris?
It was
I thought
Chris.
Chandler. Oh,
It
was
was
it?
Chris, though I do
Oh, maybe
sorely,
you commented on it.
sorely
Yeah.
dislike Chris because
To be fair, he rarely buys new vaping stuff. Like the last thing he bought was maybe like the Smog Nord, which was a year ago or something.
I mean, it does look a comprehensive set, doesn't it? I mean,
Oh, doesn't
not
it?
everything.
Have any of you vaped the Nautilus Prime?
Not
No.
yet.
Amazing bit of kit.
Yeah, I've got
Genuinely.
the Prime. Yeah, good.
Who's it I was talking to? I can't remember, but I can safely say if you did the Pepsi challenge on this or the Prime version against one of the highest netting AIOs on the market at the moment, big bucks, you'd not tell the difference.
It is really good, I have to say.
I'm
I didn't thought they
intrigued.
would bring out them kits. I thought they was only going out to reviewers, but obviously they were releasing.
No, this is a retail
I-
pack.
I didn't think this was being released until March.
No,
I
it's
thought-
out.
That's,
And
no,
it,
that's
thought
right.
we'd
I
got-
think.
Yeah,
Now
yeah, but-
60 quid in it, I think.
60 quid with the code POTV20.
Yeah,
That's
60
nuts, isn't
quid.
it?
60 quid. Bug. I'm sorry, but yeah, I hadn't.
I'd vape it.
I shifted money from the savings. Just I'm so dead if she can hear me.
Have you ordered one?
Yeah, I fucking have.
Didn't you get them to do the waffle thingy for an extra?
Seriously, yeah. I should have said, please, can you put a little note in, say congratulations on your prize?
Listen, I promise you, this one was exactly that. So Oleg made it for me,
Yeah.
charged me, and then I said, now copy and paste this message, send it to me. I'm about to delete the thread. We were in the car coming back from B&Q. Oh my God, I've won an MTC. Promise.
Smooth.
Don't make her watch the show tomorrow. Don't make her watch it back.
Oh yeah, idiot. I was gonna as well.
She'll never get this far. She'll never get this far.
No.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, it's only
I'm-
1
I'm-
hour. Just
Very true.
Had I not just made this admission as well, I'd be clipping that and put it on TikTok.
There we go. And as snobby as those vapors are, that got a 64% vape.
I really want to try the. I
So
wanted
many
to try the
vapors.
RDTA that goes on it.
I'd be interested to try that.
Yeah, that's going to be the first thing that gets taken out and like, ooh, what's this?
when you get your prize. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Next then, Perky.
So, should we go for JG's Wonder mod?
Whose?
JG?
New
Sure.
one.
Lloyd knows what I mean.
Yes. The Dalro's coming.
Oh, Jay.
JG.
Oh,
Get with the lingo, Mark. Come on.
650. Or just the OG.
It's the OG. Well,
The OG from JG.
OG from
Nah, it's not,
JG.
is it?
Yeah.
Boo.
Oh, yeah, it's not his OG, is it?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He's had a few out before that.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a stupid question.
This really is.
I
I
meant-
just wanted
Can
to
we-
gauge people's opinion now.
Can we
that
choose if
Quantum
it's a
Fat-
dicodes or DNA? Is that open?
Yeah, it can be either, whatever.
I
Whatever
meant-
you want.
I made the mistake of pressing number 2 when I had the first one, and I should have pressed number 1, and then had to buy another one.
No.
Yeah.
But this one's staying now.
I sold mine.
I was gutted that I
Yes.
missed.
Showerproof speaker.
Diddy, it is a showerproof speaker. You are totally correct.
Showerproof speaker. Who
That's
said
also
that?
vape. It's
He's not
all in
wrong.
one.
He's
I-
not wrong.
I've been sat in meetings literally all week. All week I've
Showerproof speaker.
barely been available, and I missed the one that went up on Hatters today. That wouldn't have made it onto Hatters had I have seen it.
I hope I get the job that I was in an interview for when it went up.
I feel so bad. I got one of my friends has been waiting a year to get one. He tried every raffle, every waffle, everyone JG does. He ain't got one for a year, and I totally forgot about him as well. Yeah, I'm not in a good books at the moment.
Yeah.
But I actually commend you on the fact that everything that went live this morning, Lloyd, went live.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does. And yeah, I would give him a heads up, but that would have been it. It's still got its. I went then.
We're
It still
quite
goes fine.
we're quite straight and honest when it comes to Hatters, aren't we?
Yeah.
There's no dodgy
No backdoor.
shenanigan back doors. We won't have that.
It go live, and then that's up to whoever gets it first.
It was like me the other day with the
What you
Aspire
got, yeah.
thing side
Yeah.
by side. I put it up and then I formatted it, but I put it up.
You
Yeah.
did wait. You
Yeah.
did wait a full 4 minutes. I thought that was, that was actually
Commendable.
to be fair, I'm surprised it hadn't gone in that 4 minutes.
Can't really
But
do
we
it.
know what happened. You just, as per normal, you put it up, and then you just check back 3 minutes later and look and say, "Hey, I want that," and then you will. You hadn't even thought of it when you put it up, right?
Yeah.
Can't really do it to the seller. That's the problem, isn't it? So it's got to go up because the seller will know. So it's going up.
Oh,
Whatever.
is that the only reason?
Well, unless I want it, it don't go up.
No one ever hears about it. You just
And
see
then
his
the
hand check.
And then the seller gets told, if you tell anyone you're banned.
Yeah. You're never coming back.
Did he just FYI, if you modify it, it can actually double as an angled grinder.
Great.
True story.
And I'm not surprised on that. That
Missed after souls on the speaker grill.
We've got a 1 and a 2 from YouTube, so
yeah, it's a definite one.
It's a vape. That's quite.
It's
That's
I
close
thought
enough.
it would be.
Yeah, it's
even
close
though
enough.
you can't even vape it, you need a borrow with a bridge inside.
Well,
not come with
you've
a
got to
borrow?
assume.
Don't come with a barrel. What the fuck?
No,
No.
Seriously?
or a bridge.
Bloody shit.
Stick your
Or-
Nautilus
or
Prime
not.
in it.
That ain't an all-in-one. It'd probably fit, to be fair.
Generally, it doesn't even come with a nut.
It doesn't come with a. It doesn't come
Mine
with a flush
did.
nut. Really?
Mine did, but I got mine from Minushi, so I
Yeah,
got.
if you get them from Inushi, but they also cost more than
Yeah. Certainly do.
bundle cunt.
Right, our final
Our
one. for the
final
season.
is an RDA of classy proportions. It's the Smock Joy Pyramid.
The fuck is that?
This
Don't
one's
vote
got it
yet.
all.
Don't vote yet. I've not put the thing up yet. I was.
He said smoke. I mean,
Look out
Smock-
for the
oh
options
my
it's gonna
god,
put
what's
on.
that?
What's the idea of it?
This is gonna be a bin.
You see, this one's got it all. It's got a knurled drip tip. It's got horrible gold, and it's got a piece of Toblerone in the middle as well.
There's Nurkling. There's Nurkling.
Nurkling all over.
Yeah, but the nurkling's on the drip tip. That's
That means you
why,
have to put it in your mouth. And
Yeah, why do you need extra grip on a drip tip?
No,
Just
Phil,
do-
Phil, it's not gonna be the 100% bin because, like, what? We have 3 voting for vape. Come on.
See, look at the design that's gone into it. The slope pyramid will allow the juice to run down. It's genius.
I
We
don't
have
get
two,
it
two
because
bins from YouTube.
that's going to receive.
No, Alex, you don't like it. Come on.
The idea is when you drip, it drops on that point and it just slides down
Yeah,
into the deck.
that's it. It's
Oh, is
majestic.
that what it
Actually-
is for?
Yeah.
Majestic. Get in the
Yeah.
fucking bin, you cunt.
It's a majestic atomizer.
Oh,
Majestic.
fucking hell.
I love the
me.
real gold. The gold's lovely.
Do you think they'll release a Ferrero Rocher cap set? So like if you had the clear one on, it'd look like the packaging.
It's missing
No, there's
the
a
bear.
square version.
Oh yes, and you wandering around, and you're going, "Fancy a toot?" And it's like,
Yeah.
"Ew, ambassador, with your vape, you are
You got-
spoiling us."
You've got to carry it around on a tray, silver salver.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is the
the-
biggest waste of space when they have this Christmas tree with Ferrero Rocher with just space inside.
Yeah.
What? You're telling me there's no Ferrero Rochers in the middle? What?
No, the
Seriously?
one after it was based on After Eights. It was a square one.
Ugh.
Don't tell me the one they based off Toblerone then.
It
You
does
know
look
those
like
Toblerones that
Meccano,
had the
doesn't it?
white pecan? You remember those?
I'm a little concerned about the Cadbury's cream egg version.
Or the Freddos.
Freddo.
Rock, man. I love Freddos.
Oh man.
Right.
Okay, can we be done with this one now? Because
Can we?
my eyes are
Yeah.
starting to bleed.
You should sell this service for R&D, right? Because then a lot of this stuff wouldn't come out.
No. The entire R&D development with this sort of stuff is, some fucker will buy it.
Yeah. What shape haven't
Pretty
we
much
put
it.
inside an Atty? Pyramid. Let's fucking do it. That's enough.
All we
And
need to
make it
do.
gold.
All we need to do is send it to an influencer, and everyone will buy it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Rubik's Cube RDA to come out where you can change the colours on it.
Alex, please tell me you've not just bought one.
It's only
This
£6.
one.
Say
Say
59p.
59p.
No. I think he's just bought a Toblerone.
£8.39 delivered, please.
Really?
Alex, if you've ordered it, you've got to be on next week's show.
Yeah.
And whilst we're at it, where's my BMW?
Nips,
Can you get one of those £8.39 delivered?
Nips, what's the capstone RDA? Apparently that's another winner, Matt says.
Capstone. I think I've done. Yeah, we've had
We've
that
done
one.
that.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. Basically, I just Google ugly RDA or ugly modern just to see what
Bitch
comes up.
Bitch ass atom.
Yeah, that's
There we
it. There's so many.
There we go, Scully. That's the capstone.
Look, I'll show you that. I don't know if you had to see, Scully. That was the
Wow.
squonker we had on the other week.
Wowzers.
The capstone. Look at that. Where the... Yeah, we did have that. Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
seem to
got
remember.
that's another one with a Nurgle drip tip.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's the down screw? Is that put your coil in and just do one screw up?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one clamp, I think, yeah.
That is bogus. Leif would be all over that.
Yeah, I would. I like it.
He'll be able to invent a coil for it, cut down on the materials.
Vape
You still- You still wouldn't get it. He wouldn't ship it before the next model was out.
All right. On that note,
Cat.
we is there. Christ. Sorry to those of you on YouTube. We missed you. The 10 of you that are sat there watching us. We appreciate you.
No. We kept them in the loop as far as we could. They got to have their votes as well.
I did indeed. Right, it's been an absolute pleasure, Scully. Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much,
much, guys. Really appreciate it. Really enjoyed it.
And we look forward.
And when's the next expo?
Very, very soon.
Nice.
£1,
Armour.
£1 for every sale from Canteen will be going to the mine charity,
Yeah, man.
and then double. Well, obviously, Scully will do the same.
Yeah.
It's a big part.
So
That's
if you
exciting.
if you want to get yourself some of the lovely Canteen and support the Mind Charity, but also support your taste buds, then check out Vaporbait. It will be going live at some point this week. Right. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us, Scully. Thank you to chat for joining us. Been an absolute pleasure as always. Thank you to the hosts, and more particularly Perky. Please thank your cats for the
That's
entertainment.
brilliant. You just launched it.
Well, to be fair, they've been asleep for most of it.
I was going to say, we've hardly seen your pussies tonight. So
Yeah, I didn't get my pussy out that much tonight. Yeah. They've been good tonight.
Right, I'll be hanging around for a little while after the show. I'm sure a few of us will be. So if you want to drop in and come and say hello, we'll be here. But on that note, thank you very much for joining us. We will see you next time. And what shall we say? Adios, motherfuckers.
Bye.
VVUK.